Just join a corporation. I've seen almost every question or concern brought up by new players on the forums, Reddit, in-game, and on YouTube answered by multiple people, sometimes quite smugly, to just join a corporation, and everything will be better. The seas will part, the clouds will open up, billions of ISK will roll in, and all of your questions will be answered by just doing this one thing. Except it's usually followed up by a very large, very important caveat: join a good one. I'm Bucklen Fondue, and I'm making my way through the world of EVE Online. And today I'm going through the struggle of trying to join a corporation. Don't mind all this behind me. It is as if EVE Online wasn't a large enough time and money sink of a hobby. I decided to have two. Who needs time and money? But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about joining a corporation and how large of a hurdle it is for some people. Some, you find it easy. For other people, it's a little tougher and a bit of a barrier, especially since you ask anybody, and joining a corporation in EVE Online is the most important thing you can do in the game. And I believe it. In any MMO, this is an online game with other people, so you should do things alongside other people. But it's tough. And for some people who have found it easy, I'm glad you did. That was not me. And I'm hoping that some people watching this can see it and think, okay, if he had this much trouble, I don't feel so bad now. So sit back, relax, and let's see if I can join a corporation. I'm going to start by explaining an added hurdle that I'm well aware is likely not going to be an issue for many people and is a very specific thing to me. I haven't really played any online games on the PC that's required voice comms in so long that the last time I did, you were required to download Ventrilo. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. If you've ever asked literally anyone about anything in EVE Online before, someone has likely responded with just join a corporation and assume that that was the end of it and nothing else was needed.
Mission accomplished.
They probably never told you how to find this good corporation or what to look for. Just join one. Before looking for a corporation, I needed to narrow down what I wanted to do. Unlike other MMOs where there is really just one endgame, it's easy to find a like-minded guild because everyone's doing the same thing. But in EVE, people tend to focus on a particular thing. Mining, missions, Abyssal Dead Space, faction warfare, large-scale PvP, wormholes, nullsec alliance, and probably a lot more things that I don't even know about. For myself, I knew I wanted to do faction warfare, and more specifically, Amarr faction warfare. So that was going to really narrow things down to what I was looking for. I made a post on the Recruitment Center in the EVE Online forums, as well as on the EVE Jobs subreddit, which focuses on players finding a corporation. I posted in both locations that I was looking for an Amarr faction warfare corporation that was mainly in the North American time zone. I was told that the two to look at fitting my criteria would be Meta and Edict. So I jumped in game to see more information about them, as well as on Zed Killboard to see how active they were. Because if they weren't blowing up ships and getting blown up regularly, especially in faction warfare, then they probably didn't have many people online. It looked like they were actually very active, and the vast majority of their kills were in group content and not solo. From what I could tell from this limited information, they both seemed like they would be a great choice. So if I was going to decide which one to join, I would have to just find some petty reasons, like maybe a logo, biographies, or maybe just from what name sounded cooler. My choice came down to discovering that Meta appeared to be based off of Facebook, and their main corporation was called Zuck because of Mark Zuckerberg. Whether ironic or not, I just couldn't have my first corporation to be the Facebook Corporation. So I attempted to join my first one, Task Force 641 of the Alliance Imperium Edict. You may have noticed I used the word attempted, because at first I found them on the in-game Corp Finder and applied to join. Then I waited and waited and waited some more. After a few days, I went back and read through their application and found that there was a lot more I needed to do to get into this and really any other corporation in the game. The biggest thing that was eye-catching and would imagine would be very off-putting for a new player was that I had to link my account's information with the corporation I was joining. Well, they didn't have my login or password, and they weren't given the power to change anything. What it did give them was the ability to see my wallet, in-game mail, skill points, and any other detail about my character. My first reaction was to say absolutely not. But after reading more about it, I found that this was very common. So common, in fact, that apparently players should be wary about any corporation that doesn't do it. So I handed over my information. Then I waited, and waited, and waited some more. But this was once again not enough to join. I had to download Discord and go through everything there as well. Here's where the issue I had commented on earlier about last using Ventrilo is coming into play. I haven't used Discord before. I know. Easy now. Get with the program, Grandpa. I know. So I downloaded Discord and apparently had an account already? I must have downloaded it for something in the past. Probably a giveaway or something, and when I inevitably lost, I just deleted it. I've now applied in-game, through their website, and through Discord. I for sure am good to go at this point. So I waited, and waited, and waited some more. Turns out I didn't have Discord notifications on and needed to answer a few more questions. At this point, I've been in faction warfare solo for about a month, and have made a bunch of money, got a few kills, and got killed a lot, and joined some random fleets. While I've enjoyed it, at my low skill level and lack of money, I've only been flying the same 2 frigates and 1 destroyer that entire time. Even with that focus, I'm usually at a pretty big disadvantage, as others have boosters, more skills, more expensive equipment, and let's face it, the most important power advantage, a lot more knowledge. And most of all, I've set a goal for myself of one day flying the Amar battleship, the Abaddon. And I really don't see me flying one anytime soon in faction warfare. So maybe it's good that I haven't joined Edict yet, because I actually think I want to try something else. Time to start all over. But if I don't do faction warfare, and just doing missions in high security doesn't sound like fun, what am I going to do? Or what can a new person do, and who would accept a new person? Okay, so I do remember there was this alliance that started up about 10 years or so ago, and they were all about new players, and new players doing things in game that they shouldn't. Something newbies, I think it was, or new players, newbies, brave newbies, brave, that's it. Holy crap! That is one heck of a website for an in-game corporation. These guys should be all about new players. It's right in their name. They even say in their description here, they accept alpha accounts. Alright, let's give them a go. Knowing what to expect this time, I applied in-game, through the website, handing over all my information, and on Discord. I'm ready. So I waited, and waited, and waited some more. Until eventually I received an in-game mail saying I'm on hold, because I haven't signed up my additional characters. But this is my only character on this account. I guess I do have my old account from over 10 years ago. They must mean that. So I signed him up and responded to the email letting them know I'm all set for my invite. So I waited, and waited, and waited some more. I received another email, this time asking me about my relationship with random people that I didn't know, or at least didn't remember. One of which was regarding an in-game mail I received from someone I actually didn't know, and had to explain this random in-game mail from a random in-game person. I explained the best I could, what I knew, and responded. Hopefully, this time being the last time. But it wasn't. Not by a long shot. This back and forth continued for some time. So much, though, that I'm actually not going to continue my I waited and waited bit again, because if it wasn't old before, it would be by the time I actually finish this back and forth. So this newbie alliance that accepts alphas and is new player friendly appears to be out of reach for me. Just join a corporation is what everyone says. It's easy and will fix all your problems. Maybe. I wouldn't know because I haven't been able to get into one yet. And yes, as much as I would love the engagement on this video, you can stop writing that comment. I know it's been mostly my problem. I'm aware of that. But regardless, it has been a struggle for me. I understand why, though. If you invite the wrong person into your corporation, you have a lot to lose. In other MMOs, if you let just anyone join, the worst case is usually they don't fit the vibe of your guild and you just kick them. But in EVE, that person could give away vital information that gets your valuable assets destroyed, or worse, steals all your stuff, possibly worth billions of ISK. We're getting to the end of this video, and I don't want to leave you high and dry, and I don't want to end this on a sad note. So here it is. After all this time, all this struggle, I got my invite. I'm now on my way to join the Brave Alliance. Now what? How do I get there? How do I get stuff out there? How do I make any money? Oh well, I guess I just made myself some content for later, I suppose. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. And if you liked it, like the video. If you want to see more, subscribe, or maybe watch some more of my videos on the channel. Anything you like. I appreciate it. Well, that's it for me. See you out there.